friends, Jill Ortiz here in my empowered fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. A little fun fact about me. I know you're probably wondering if I'm a nurse. No, I'm not, but I hope to play one on TV. So you share a fun fact about you, and I'll share one about me. When I moved to Florida, I decided to join the family business and go into acting. And so I got myself an agent, and I have a commercial audition due in like an hour and a half. So I'll be doing that as soon as I hop off with you guys today. I have another one due at the end of the day, but I need my kids in it. So so that's the fun fact about me is I do a lot of commercial auditions. I also golf a lot, and I also do a lot of Amazon reviews. So that's my life in between helping you get to your goals and understand why menopause sucks and how hard it is to lose weight, get to your goals, feel good, feel energized, but that there is hope for you if you have the right tools. And that's what I do for a profession. I'm a NASM certified personal trainer. I'm a fitness and nutrition coach. I have a specialty and certificate in menopausal metabolism and advanced female hormones, and a certificate in osteoporosis and bone health. So good as a fake nurse, right? So share something with me about you that maybe I don't know. One of my biggest passions in life is getting to know other women and helping them to feel so good in their skin and to feel loved and supported in life. And so on Wednesdays, in this Facebook group, which is a free group for anybody here getting to know me, getting comfortable, learning what the opportunities are to work with me. This is our Q&A day. So we do a Q&A of people who asked questions this week as they came into our group as new members. And so I'm going to get started answering some questions from the new lovely ladies. And if you have a question that you want an answer to, you're always welcome to drop it in the comments below, or you can use the link that I've provided for you to schedule a call with me. It's a totally free call. While my coaching is not free, I do give you the opportunity to at least get to know me and to hear about the options and decide for you whether it's right for you. We have a full range of pricing because I know not everybody can afford the highest thing and people want to get started on something. So there's a full range, and so I'm always happy to discuss your budget and discuss whatever would be right for you if it's a good fit for you. And so let's get in it. I'm also going to mention that I left a link here for you for a program of mine that is just a short 5-day program that is going to answer the questions for most of you and be the best way for most of you to start anyways. It's a 5-day menopause makeover. It's $27. It includes fitness, nutrition, and knowledge. And I think it is an amazing way to start. And so I've offered that link to you as well. So let's get into it. We've got Pat, who just joined, I think yesterday, joined our group. And when I asked what is holding you back from achieving your fitness and nutrition goals, Pat said lack of energy and time. She must be a very busy woman. She said maybe she's a nurse. I don't know. She says she needs a condensed fitness plan. And her goal is to find a plan that works for her. And that's my plan for everybody, is to help you find a plan that works for you, works with your lifestyle. And so over the years, a lot of my programs have gotten shorter and shorter, while others have gotten longer and longer. And I have the whole range of programs that are 10 minutes a day up to programs that might take you 50 minutes to an hour a day. And whatever is the right time frame for you in the season of life that you're in, I believe they are all equally effective, right? And so I believe in getting the most out of your time, and especially when it comes to women who are so busy, who are exhausted by their hormones being all over the place. It's really important that we're doing the right work and not overly exhausting ourselves with time and doing really effective and efficient workouts. So Pat, my 10-minute tone up might be your absolute perfect pairing for a fitness plan. With that, a simple and easy meal plan would be great. Something that's balanced, that gives you energy, right? We want food to provide us with fuel. That's what food is for. It's for fueling our bodies. So I think once you have that idea of what's going to work best for you and maybe change it up, a lot of times what's happening is people are either working out way too much or they're not working out at all. And we have to find that good balance. A lot of times people are eating way too little or they're eating way too much. And we have to find that good balance. And we want to pair those two things together, because when they are aligned, that's when the magic happens, okay? So when it comes to a particular question, Pat says, is it even possible to lose weight during menopause? And if so, what is the secret? Alignment. That is it. We need to align our fitness, our nutrition, our habits, our lifestyle with what's going on with our body. And so if you are in a state where your hormones are changing, then adding things that are extreme, which is what most people try to do. They're like, I cut out all carbs and I'm upping my protein and I'm trying to get so much fiber and I'm working out twice a day now. It's like, well, that's very extreme. What we don't need is for our body to be like thrown into the fire of extremes. What we need is balance, and we need to calm and balance all of it, right? So we don't want our blood sugar going up and down. So we don't want to be fasting for long periods of time. We don't want to be cutting out all carbs, because then our blood sugar, when we do have carbs, is going to be spiking. We don't want to do these really intense workouts followed by days where we can't do anything. We need the balance. So yes, when we get those things aligned, that's when you're going to see the magic happen. Now, I mentioned my 5-day menopause makeover because it talks about the 5 pillars that I personally believe need to be aligned in order to feel your best. And when you feel your best, you can perform your best and you can do things so much better. So that is going to be nutrition, fitness, sleep, stress, and hormones. And so when we can get those things in order, and that means that you need to be working on those 5 things, you need to be balancing those 5 things, and you need to be educated in those 5 things. And that is what we do in that 5-day menopause makeover. I give you fitness, I give you 5 workouts. They are short, they are 15 minutes. And they are balanced between arms, your abs, your glutes, and stretching. Your nutrition. We have a simple meal plan that is involved, shopping list, recipes, and the plan. And you just make the stuff and you eat it, and it helps. Stress, right? 25 stress reducing activities to help you maintain your cortisol levels. You've got sleep. You've got all the knowledge that you need about sleep in that little 10-minute lesson. And then your hormones, I give you an HRT and supplementation guide to help you not only with understanding what you can be using and taking, but also what questions to be asking a practitioner, like not me, like fake me, okay? All right, so thank you, Pat, for asking your question. We've got Mary Catherine, and she says, I don't know what's holding me back. Hormones? Diet? Me? I don't know. She says, but why is it so hard? It's hard because your body is changing on you. A body that had a certain, balance to it for the last several decades of your life is now completely changing. And it's changing very quickly, and it's changing dramatically, and the symptoms suck, and the symptoms affect the things that we need to have in balance, right? So if your symptoms like night sweats and hot flashes and trouble sleeping are affecting your sleep, that is going to affect your cortisol. That is going to affect your mood. That is going to affect your cravings, right? And if we need to have the energy to be doing our workouts and eating good, then those things are going to affect us. And so there's a lot going on. We have the ability to control it. We just need to understand how to do that. So it's hard if you feel like you're fighting against what's going on. It's hard when you have no idea what to do. But if you're given the blueprint of what to do, you're given a lot of support, and you're surrounded by other women who are doing the same and want to lift you up, it makes it not quite as hard, right? And so that's the beauty of it, is you have help here. So I would love to have a call with you. I would love to take you through the menopause makeover. Either of those things are going to be a great way for you to start, Mary Catherine and all the rest of you. And so I say, just do it. Take advantage, right? That's why you're here. You're not here to say hi and then do nothing. You're here to say hi, learn some things, and take some action, okay? All right. And hi, everybody who's here. So if you missed it, I'm not a nurse. I was sharing that I have an audition I need to do for a nurse role for a commercial after I finish here. So if you would like to share something that maybe I don't know about you, whether it's a hobby, your occupation, something fun, something new, new grandkids, share something with me as well, okay? Or else just tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm here in South Florida. It's gorgeous out today. If you go to my profile, you can see the beautiful sunset picture I took last night while I was crouching in a bush with my dog trying to get the perfect picture. Click on my name, go to my profile, take a look at the picture. It is gorgeous. Okay, so next we have Sandra. And Sandra says that motivation is holding her back, and her goal is to become fit and healthy. And I do not love any goal more than that goal, to become fit and healthy. It is not, I want to lose this many pounds. It is not, I want to be skinny. It is not, I want my belly to be flat. It is, I want to be fit and healthy, because fit and healthy people are confident, they're energized, they have great relationships with others in their lives. And that, when you can see those deeper levels of your life improving, that creates a lot of motivation. It's very exciting, right? If you start doing all the things and your body doesn't immediately give you the result you want, and your only goal is to lose 5, 10 pounds, 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds, and in the first week, you went up a pound because you're doing something super new and you're maybe having some water retention, or yeah, that's probably what it is. Your body just needs a little bit of time to kind of chill out. Then if your only goal is to lose weight and in the first week you don't lose weight, like that can be unmotivating. But if your goal is to become fit and healthy, and in your first week you follow a meal plan and you eliminate some non-healthy foods and you do 5 workouts when you did 0 last week, that will make you feel super proud that you're doing the work, right? Because it takes time to see the results, but doing the work and feeling proud of that is really rewarding, okay? So with regards to motivation, Sandra, number 1, you need to talk with me, because I am a master motivator. I'm very excited about this stuff, and I can help you get excited about this journey too. I think what motivates us is when we feel in control, which means having a plan and having action steps, having support behind us, and then seeing the results when that action leads to exciting things. So one thing you can do on your own, if you're not ready for a call, which I would say book it anyways, is to start watching my Motivation Monday videos. There's always a month's worth, so like 4 or 5 weeks worth here in our group. And then I always put them on YouTube as well. And so you can find them on my YouTube channel. Just look up Jill Ortiz or Jill Ortiz Fitness on YouTube, and you can always watch those there. But I try to spin the motivation piece a different way every Monday. I'm here live every Monday. And I don't know, I think it's motivating. I get excited. So let's start there, okay? All right. Moving on to Sarah. She says what's holding her back is that she likes to eat too much. That's my problem too, Sarah. I love to eat, and I don't have a turn off button. There's something wrong in my body that I never am not hungry. I could eat and eat and eat and never feel full. And I've even taken a couple of supplements. I haven't done the GLP-1 injections. I don't like needles. And I'm not sure if I'm like okay with the idea. So I've tried a few GLP-1 supplements that you just take orally. None of them work for me. Like, I could take them all day long. It says take 2. I could take 8 and my hunger never goes away. So what I do is I embrace eating. I eat healthy foods. I eat lots of protein. I eat healthy fats along with that protein. And I lift weights so that I build lots of muscle so that my body takes all that food that I use and turns it into lean, strong muscle that gives me more energy, that makes me stronger, that makes me tighter and smaller and confident, and knowing that that's going to lead to a healthy, long life. And so I eat a ton of food and I lift heavy weights, and it really makes me feel alive. So don't worry that eating too much or feeling like you always want to eat is a horrible thing. I think it would be way worse if you were never hungry and undernourished yourself and became, skinny fat and had no energy. Honestly, that's where a lot of people are right now, right? Is they have no appetite and they're not eating enough and they're getting undernourished and their bones are becoming frail, and it's going to lead to bad things down the road. So embrace that you love food, and let's just try to make healthy choices 85% of the time. It's going to get you there. Promise. We can talk about nutrition and meal planning and all that stuff if you like. Just book a call with me. Okay, Sarah? All right. And anybody else who feels like Sarah and me. We've got Carrie. She says procrastination is her big problem. And Carrie, all I can say is by the end of the day, if you watch this, click one of those links in the post and either book a call with me or start the menopause makeover. Click one of the things and take action, because honestly, people get nowhere if they take no action. It's an action taker's world. And one of the books that I love, and I shared this, I know it's out there somewhere, but I know I have my old ones here. One of the things that I shared the other day, these are my old ones, is one of the books that I truly love that I probably read 10 years ago, by Grant Cardone, is the 10X rule. And I actually went to the 10X conference in Miami over Super Bowl weekend. That must have been like 8 or 9 years ago. After reading the book and really loving Grant Cardone's books, is the 10X rule says that you are going to get average results if you take average action, but the only way to get results is to do 10 times what you think it's going to take or what everybody else is doing. And you've got to really put 10 times the effort to get that baseline result. And so if you're taking no effort, you're never going to get anywhere, right? And so it really takes a lot of work and a lot of time to be getting ahead in life. And that's what the most successful people in the world are doing. And you may not see the work, it may be behind the scenes, but they're working really, really hard. Okay. So, procrastination ain't going to get you nowhere. So we got to stop that, right? So maybe you need a coach to be pushing you forward. She wants to know, how do I feel younger? And so I think that taking action and not delaying all the healthy habits that give us energy, like when I was just talking about food, food gives us energy, makes us feel younger. Strength training, having muscle on our body, getting your body into really great shape, being active, right? That keeps us in great health. And I think especially bone health is so important. Favorite book on that? John Neustadt. This is what made me want to get that certification, is Fracture Proof Your Bones. That book is amazing. It's eye-opening. The statistics on people, women especially, breaking bones after menopause is scary. You have got to be working on this stuff. It'll make you feel younger. Longevity is the word, right? You've got to be doing this stuff. Build muscle, build strong bones, nourish your body, get good sleep, get recovery, lower your stress, cut out people and things that don't serve you. That will make you feel a lot younger. I think about people who seem younger than they are in my life. I look at, I'm golfing with at least three 80-plus-year-olds this week. Talk about inspiration, right? So I golfed with Ted the other day on Saturday. He was 83 and a half, he told me. I said, how old are you, Ted? He goes, 83 and a half. My uncle, Don, I think he's 83 or so. I'm golfing with him next week, and he's out there twice a week golfing. And my buddy, Bob, that guy just drove across country to Arizona, and on his way he stopped back in Texas for a snake roundup. He's showing me his snake skins yesterday at golf. Bob's 86, and they are in such great shape. They're out there, they're active. My parents, they're in their late 70s, mid to late 76, 77. They play pickleball and bocce ball and tennis and golf, and they ride their bikes and they walk and they lift every day. I mean, they got energy, right? You look at them, you're like, they look like they're in their 60s, right? And so you got to act like you're young to stay young. Do what the young people do. And if you never stop, then you're never going to stop. All right? That makes sense? I need like hearts for that one. I'm fired up today. All right, we got a lot left. So we got 10 minutes to go. I want to talk about Kathy. So Kathy says that time is holding her back. So we already addressed time when we were talking about Pat. And then Kathy asked me a really good question that I had never been asked before. She said, how do hormones and PCOS relate to weight gain? So I'm going to bucket those in with thyroid disorder as well, and also maybe diabetics. There's a lot of things that can go against us, and when we start piling them on, it does get really tough with regards to weight loss. And so the big thing for those of you who don't know what PCOS, it means polycystic ovary syndrome, and between that, possibly also like autoimmune disorders, we've got the thyroid conditions, we've got diabetes, we've got hormone, changes too. The biggest driver of that struggle is insulin resistance, meaning that insulin is not working properly to help you manage your blood sugar and your fat storage. So you start storing more fat, especially in the belly, and it's frustrating and it's hard. It also makes cravings and energy crashes way more intense. And so, so the other thing is that hormone imbalance can also kind of like disrupt your metabolism. So when you go through this change, hormonal change, your gut changes and your metabolism might slow. Also caused if you start eating less, right? And not working out as much, and your muscle is declining over time anyways. What you can see with the hormonal balance and all these things is you're slowing metabolism. You can see more water retention and bloating, like high by the end of the day, us being bloated. And it can also impact your hunger and your fullness signals, right? Which I don't have one of those. I'm just never full. Another thing is cortisol, right? So we are we're very tied to our cortisol, which is our stress hormone, which stress hormone generally is a good thing. If we're stressed, more cortisol is released to help us with our fight or flight reactions. But if we are in a constant state of high stress, cortisol, which can be kicked off by a lot of the natural symptoms that we feel, right? If you're getting hot flashes and mood swings and, and all these awful symptoms all throughout the day, every day, and you're not sleeping and your energy is crashing, then that is going to create a constant high cortisol, especially too if your fitness and your nutrition are not aligned. These things can create high cortisol constantly, and that becomes not a good thing, because then your adrenals become fatigued and your whole body's systems just stop working functionally, right? And that all is going to make fat loss harder. I always say you're either in a state of fat loss or stress, right? So it's kind of like train tracks. Like the train doesn't split. The train goes this way or that way at the split. And so you're either going towards your stress, and in that case, you're not going towards the fat loss, or you're going towards fat loss and you're managing your stress. So our appetite can get thrown off. Our hunger hormones can get thrown off. Inflammation is higher. You're struggling with recovery, energy levels as your sleep is not going great. So what do we need to do, right? That's the big question. And I believe that if you are focused on the 5 pillars of the 5-day menopause makeover, number one, that's a short 5 day just to get you like started on opening your eyes to these things and how impactful they are. But number one, let's talk nutrition, prioritizing blood sugar regulation and protein intake, right? Over high carb intake, and no fasting. It's not going to help you. Fitness, strength training, right? It's going to, number one, improve that insulin sensitivity. And number two, add more muscle to your body so that your metabolism is humming better. It's also going to help you with your bone health. Stress, managing your stress is absolutely going to help you with bringing that cortisol down. And, you know, when our nervous system can relax a little bit, our digestive system will also relax. And you're going to see a much better elimination of waste and just feeling overall. Sleep and recovery, when we can get that under control. When I first hired a health and fitness coach, the first thing she said was, I want you to weigh in every Wednesday, and Tuesday you better get to bed early, because the more sleep you get on Tuesday night, the less you're going to weigh on Wednesday. And I always said, like, no matter what, the night before I weigh in, I got to get the best sleep ever. And it's so true. Like, I've been getting the best sleep the last couple nights. I added a new supplement and I'm getting the best sleep, and the scale's starting to go back down. And honestly, like, I don't change anything else, except that my sleep scores start to really improve, which is amazing. Walking daily for stress, for getting your movement, for getting vitamin D, getting fresh air. That's something to focus on. And being consistent versus being extreme, right? Like I said, if you do some massively hard workout on Tuesday and then you can't work out for 3 days, that is not as good as getting good workouts in for 4 days, right? Eating like no carbs for 4 weeks and then binging on carbs for, the next couple months, that doesn't work either. So being consistent with good, healthy habits for the most part is going to be better than trying to knock it out of the park and be 100%, because that just ends up in a yo-yo. So that's the answer to our Kathy question. So thank you, Kathy, for asking, how do hormones and PCOS relate to weight gain? Take all that stuff, if it's not balanced, it causes weight gain. So, all right, we got Petra. She said she lost motivation to go to the gym daily. So my question, Petra, I would love to have a conversation with you, is what were you doing at the gym? Was it focused work? Was it a program? Was it progressive? Did you show up and you had where's my clipboard? Here it is. And you had your workouts laid out and you knew what you were doing and you filled in your thing. And then the next day or the next week, you said, what did I do last week? Because I want to beat myself this week. Are you doing that? Or are you just showing up and doing some boring cardio machine or some class that's not going to ever get you anywhere? And it's just not bringing you joy or results, because we don't want to go to the gym just to say, I went this many classes this week or this month or this year. We want to go to the gym and get the right results, because that's really what matters a lot more than how many times we went. So maybe we need a change of space, right? I do all my workouts here in my house. Maybe we need a change of routine. Those are just some ideas, but we need to up that motivation and help you with a plan that makes you feel super excited to do it, to show up. Okay. I see that in my clients. They're very excited every day to show up and do their best in their workout and show how they're besting themselves. It's really, really fun to see. All right. Stacy has a question: how to have energy to do what I need to do to lose the weight. So energy is going to come from fueling, right? So proper fueling, food, prioritizing protein and enough calories, eating at good intervals. Sleeping is going to give you more energy, right? If we don't get enough sleep, we're going to be tired. And then moving, right? A body in motion stays in motion. So if we don't move, then we're not creating energy. So that's what I would say are a few things. And I think also lowering stress, because stress makes us exhausted, right? So without a conversation, I'm not sure what else I can tell Stacy, but those would be my ideas. And I would say, let's let's kind of figure out where we're out of alignment, right? So when somebody books a call with me, we start getting to know each other, where are you from? Tell me a little bit about you. And then we go into, what are your goals? Where are you at right now? And where do you want to be? And then it's, what have you been doing, right? What is your daily nutrition like? What do you eat on a daily basis? And what do you do for workouts? And, then how are we sleeping? Do we have some stress in our lives? Are we, where are we with regards to menopause? Are we doing any kind of treatments, any supplementation? Once I get all this information, it's always like super clear exactly where to go from there. And that's when we can talk about options to move forward, right? So that's how a call goes. Jan, what is the best diet for postmenopausal women? I think I've said this like 8 times already. Protein focused, blood sugar regulation, sufficient calories, less processed foods, and something maybe some of you won't like, minimal alcohol. Alcohol is a killer. Alcohol is going to hold you back from your weight loss goals. So if you love to drink, then you got to minimize. If you don't drink much, then just move to mocktails. And once in a while is not going to kill you, but we've got some strategies for that. So again, going back to protein focus, blood sugar regulation, sufficient calories, right? So not super calorie deficit, less processed foods, and minimal alcohol. And so this is how I do nutrition with my clients. We have lots of different ways to track and to plan and to follow different frameworks for nutrition, but they're all focused on balance, eating enough, and having it properly spaced and food pairings throughout the day so that you are feeling fueled and energized and for your goals. Okay. And everybody's got different goals. And sometimes we have to start with something and tweak things along the way, because what worked for one person might not work for the next. So we got to kind of, just constantly do that little tweaking and see how we're feeling. Okay. We got one more question here. I don't know if it's a question. Tara just wrote under question, macros and cortisol. So that's 2 big things. I'm trying to think of how do those go together? So macros are your three things that make up all your food: your fats, your carbs, and your protein. And I would say that number 1, if they're not balanced, then your cortisol is going to rise. If you're not eating them balanced throughout the day, then your cortisol is going to rise. So you can kind of, if you want, you can put blood sugar and cortisol together. So when you go a really long time without eating, your blood sugar dips and it keeps going down until you eat again. And then if you eat something that has a very high glycemic index, like a lot of sugar, then what happens is your blood sugar will spike. And you don't want that big spike, because that spike causes cortisol release, right? And so it's better to keep things even throughout the day. So you're eating in normal intervals. You're eating your carbs, your proteins, and fats at normal intervals. So I would say the best way to manage your cortisol is to have balance within your macros. So if you think about that, if 3 things make up 100%, then 33.33% of each are going to be that pure balance. That doesn't mean that's what we do, but it's not going to be that far from there. So if you say to me, oh, I'm doing a keto diet and I'm, struggling, I would not suggest that for a menopausal woman, because that means your carbs are probably non-existent, and your protein, your fat are since that 33% is gone, you now have 50-50 of protein and fat. And in order to get 50% of your food from protein, that's exhausting. It's a lot, and it's expensive, right? So, and you're missing out. All the carbs are what have your nutrients, right? You've got your fruits, your vegetables, your grains, your beans, that's all carbs. So you're missing out on a lot of good stuff. So I would say to help your cortisol levels stay managed, that balanced macros is going to be the best way to do that. So thank you for that question, Tara. I kind of figured it out as I talked my way through it. So thanks everybody for hopping on. If you're just hopping on at the end, go back and watch the replay. If you want to see this next week, I'll be here Wednesday again to do it at noon Eastern live. If you have questions, you're welcome to ask them in the comments in the chat, or message or email or text me. And if we haven't had a conversation yet, book that free call with me so we can make a plan for you. And if you rather just message or text me to start because you're not quite comfortable to meet face to face, that's totally fine too. I just want you moving in the right direction, and that's what I'm here for. So, all right, bye everybody. Have a great rest of your week.